called by historians the Battle of the Captains versus the Generals, referring to the young Bulgarian army, whose highest rank went up to a captain. The Battle of Slivnitsa was a decisive factor in the victory of the Bulgarian army over the Serbians on November 17–19, 1885 in the Serbo-Bulgarian War. It solidified the unification between the Kingdom of Bulgaria and Eastern Rumelia. Background: the conclusion of the Russo-Turkish War and the Congress of Berlin 1878 left Bulgaria divided into two sections. The area north of the Balkan Mountains and Sofia became an autonomous principality. Eastern Rumelia between the Balkan and Rhodope Mountains gained semi-autonomous status with an Ottoman-appointed Christian governor. The Bulgarian Assembly chose Prince Alexander Batumban as their ruler and continued to press for the reunification of their country. Political changes in 1883 caused a cooling in relations between Bulgaria and the protector Russia, who now opposed reunification. In September 1885 a rebellion broke out in eastern Rumelia. Alexander was placed in a difficult position. Russian opposition if he supported the revolt, or the loss of his throne unless he retained leadership of the Bulgarian national movement. He decided to keep his throne. In response, the Russians recalled all their officers, which left the Bulgarian army virtually leaderless above the rank of captain. The Bulgarian army concentrated their limited forces in eastern Rumelia, expecting an Ottoman attack that never materialized. The actual threat came from the west in the shape of King Milan's Serbia. Bulgarian unification upset the balance of power in the Balkans and Milan demanded compensation. The armies. The Bulgarian Field Army in 1885 consisted of just under 30,000 men organized into 8 3-battalion infantry regiments, 9 squadrons of cavalry and 12 8-gun batteries. During the war, the second band of the Eastern Rumelia militia was mobilized along with the Bulgarian second band and as many as 20 volunteer battalions, 3 Macedonian battalions and some 6,000 Muslim volunteers. Confident of an easy victory, and to some extent recognizing that the war was not popular in Serbia, Milan only mobilized the active army. This gave a field army of 5 divisions consisting of 80 battalions, 21 cavalry squadrons and 46 batteries, a total of 70,000 men and 264 guns. In fact, only 49 battalions and 23 batteries were ready for the invasion. The rest, along with elements of the second band, only became available in the last stage of the war. A key weakness was the limited number of modern Krupp and Duban guns. The opening moves. Serbia declared war on 13 November 1885 and crossed the lightly defended northwestern border in 3 columns. The main army in the center. To the south the Morava Division and to the north the Timok Division. The plan was to break through the Bulgarian defenses and concentrate 4 divisions before Sofia. In response, Alexander had to move his army from eastern Rumelia to Sofia by all means available, including the one limited railway line. 1 infantry regiment marched 95 kilometers in 32 hours. The light Bulgarian forces on the Serbian border succeeded in slowing the Serbian advance in mountainous terrain which favored the defense. Gradually reinforcements arrived at the previously prepared defensive position at Sливница, 30 kilometers northwest of Sofia. Sливница 17–19 November 1885. Alexander arrived on the evening of the 16th to find a well-prepared defensive position manned by 9 battalions, plus some 2,000 volunteers and 32 guns, commanded by Major Gutchev. The position consisted of nearly 4 kilometers of trenches and artillery redoubts either side of the main road on a ridge in front of Sливница village. To the right was steep mountainous terrain, whilst the left wing had the easier Viska hills towards Breznik. The 3 Serbian center divisions also arrived on the 16th and halted to recover after the fierce Bulgarian delaying action in the Dragoman Pass. The Morava division was at some distance from its objective Breznik to the south. The northern advance was bogged down along the Danube. The morning of the 17th came with rain and mist but not the expected Serbian attack. By 10 a.m. Alexander ordered 3 battalions to advance on the right. They surprised the Danube division, who eventually rallied and pushed them back. The main Serbian attack began on the center, largely unsupported by artillery which had insufficient range. The weight of Bulgarian fire forced them back with some 1,200 casualties. A relief column led by Captain Benderev recaptured the heights on the right and forced the Danube division back to the road. At daybreak on the 18th, the Serbians attacked the weaker left flank of the Bulgarian line. Just in time, 2 battalions of the Preslav regiment arrived to shore up the position. Further attacks in the center were repulsed with heavy Serbian casualties, and Benderev captured 2 further positions in the mountains. On the 19th, the Serbians concentrated 2 divisions for an attack on the Bulgarian left near Karnal in an attempt to join up with the Morava division. However, 3 battalions of Bulgarian troops led by Captain Popov from Sofia had held the Morava division in the Viska Hills, and the flanking move failed. Alexander now ordered a counter-attack which pushed the Serbians back on both flanks, although nightfall prevented a complete collapse. The Bulgarians' advance. Slivnitsa was the decisive battle of the war. The Serbians fought only limited rearguard actions as they retreated, and by the 24th of November they were back in Serbia. The Timok division in the north continued the siege of Aden until the 29th of November. The main Bulgarian army crossed the border in 2 strong divisions supported by flanking columns and converged on Pirot. The Serbian army dug in on the heights west of the town. On the 27th of November, the Bulgarian army flanked the right of the Serbian position, with Prince Alexander personally leading the final attack. The Serbians were defeated and fled to Nis. On the 28th, the Austrians intervened and a ceasefire was agreed. Serbian casualties totaled 6,800 compared to 2,300 Bulgarians. Serbian sources state that the casualties in this battle totaled 3,000 for the Serbs versus 2,500 for the Bulgarians, and 7,000 for the Serbs versus 5,000 for the Bulgarians in the whole war. The Treaty of Bucharest 1886 effectively confirmed the unification of Bulgaria, a major achievement for an army shorn of its senior officers. Unfortunately for Prince Alexander, Russia continued to oppose his reign, and he was deposed by the Russophile officers in August 1886.